Good afternoon, Texans. Thank you for taking time to join myself, Dr. Kelly Styron, Vice President for Student Affairs, and our SGA President, Ms. Tyler Schuster. We have a series of updates that we want to share with you today. But first, I want to start with a few thank yous. I want to first start with our students, our faculty, and our staff for your united as one attitude. I also want to share the leadership of our federal, state, and Texas A&M system officials. Chancellor Sharp and his team have been an incredible resource for us to work with. They've been diligent in sharing information as they garner from the feds, state level. And our governor, Governor Abbott, has been diligent. He's been steadfast in his leadership and sharing information with the university presidents and CEOs across the state. I especially want to thank our campus staff for their ongoing support and their service to our institution. They have went above the call of duty to ensure your safety, your well-being. It's been a remarkable team effort. And so in saying that, I want to start by saying we are here for you. We understand that this is unprecedented times. We understand that this is a new normal. We're going to attempt to answer things today that we don't yet have answers for. And literally hour by hour, day by day, there's a new script being written. And so I ask for your continued patience, your continued diligence, and your continued support. Because again, as I said earlier, we're united as one. I want to start by turning it over to Ms. Tyler Schuster, our SGA President, for some opening comments from Tyler.
Thank you. I am so glad you've all chosen to join us today. We're really excited to be able to keep you updated, and thank you both for being here and keeping our students informed. I can say that I know how hard Tarleton is working to ensure your safety, and so that's my first question for you all is, what measures are we taking as a university to ensure our students, staff, faculty's health is our number one priority?
Well, that's obviously a great question, and one we want to start with by answering as transparently as we can. As all of you know, the learning disruption that has occurred not only here at Tarleton but across the country has forced us to move to a virtual learning platform, which means that starting on Monday, our classes, at least through April the 10th, will be in a virtual capacity. That means our classes are fully integrated to the online mode. Our faculty have been working diligently with our provosts, with our deans, to ensure, Tyler, that the learning experience continues. Because we, as you know, as seniors, we have a lot of seniors that were really close to that finish line. And it's important for us not only to get our seniors across the finish line, but all of our students. So social distancing, as we've all become accustomed to the word, to the phrase. I've seen some incredible videos from our students and how they're killing time with social distancing. It's been fun. Please keep sending those because they're uplifting. When I have long days of conference calls and sitting and trying to garner the proper information to make the right decision for all of you, sometimes I could use a little humor throughout the day, and you guys have been awesome in doing so. Secondly, we have, and I'm going to ask Dr. Styron to answer some of this as well. We've spent an enormous amount of time and resources and effort into ensuring that our campus is a safe and clean environment, learning environment. And so Kent Styron, our Director of Risk Management, has been doing a fabulous job of updating us on a daily basis of the necessary steps. So, Kelly, I'd ask that you maybe chime in as well.
Certainly. So the SSC staff and all of the Tarleton staff are working very hard. We're constantly disinfecting. They're on a great schedule to make sure that surfaces are being wiped down and disinfected. Each of the series of locations that we're going to discuss later where campus labs are open or other places where students are congregating are being wiped down after each use. So I think we're on top of that, and I think other safety measures that are really important, Tyler, are just to make sure that everybody is using good hand washing techniques. We can't stress that enough. We've got signage all over campus to help us remember that, but thoughtful reminders to each other help as well. The social distancing is not something that we're used to, but we need to work on that in each and every scenario. So whether you're in a campus lab working next week on your virtual online courses, or in the library, studying in the Thompson Student Center, because all of those facilities are open, or in your residence hall, where we welcome every student to come back and feel at home in their residence hall room. We need to practice good social distancing there.
The other topics that I know we'll get into, but I want to make sure that on the outset that we discuss the postponement or the cancellation of many events have been pretty disappointing. We had so many senior activities that we were planning on having within just this week. A lot of those have obviously been postponed. Some most likely will be canceled. So we're taking those steps to ensure that we're adhering to CDC regulations, our state government regulations, and so ensuring that social distancing and that we're following CDC regulations and guidelines is really important.
I think we all got some really good answers there. I appreciate that. I know I've personally been in the dining hall and was very impressed with everything Sodexo is doing for our students, and I know that we're going above and beyond because we want our students to come back to campus and be here. With that being said, let's dive into online classes. I know a couple students who are really worried about that, so let's kind of talk about that shift and what we're doing in terms of educating not only our students but our faculty and staff.
Right. And so we're certainly sensitive to the fact that some students came to Tarleton for the Tarleton experience, the on-campus face-to-face. The majority of our on-campus here in Stephenville, that's the reason they chose Tarleton. And we understand that this disruption has occurred. We're sensitive to that. It breaks my heart as well, right, because I was getting to know all of the students and faculty and staff, and I'm a very face-to-face. Social distancing is hard for me. And I think all of you that have gotten to know me over the last 6 to 7 months understand that I'm the high five, the hugger. So social distancing has been tough. As online learning will be equally as difficult for some of our students that have not had the opportunity to experience online learning. And for some faculty members here are very well versed in teaching online, and some we have used this week to really teach and coach and prepare those individuals, those faculty members, to give an excellent learning experience. And so, again, up for now until April the 10th, we are planning on being on a virtual online environment, platform, if you will. And so it's really important that we, as students, and since we're having this student live chat first, it's important to you students to reach out to your departments for help. Don't try to do this in isolation. Don't try to do it with only your friend. Please reach out to your faculty member, a staff member. Reach out to Dr. Stein, Dr. Murray, or Provost. We're all here to help you navigate this process because we do understand that it's uncharted waters for some.
Can you explain or go into the fact that, we could resume face-to-face and what that would look like if students didn't want to come back to campus? Or is there a probability we finish online? Kind of give students some insight on that.
Yeah, that's a fair question. So we have been very steady and deliberate about decisions. And I know for some, they've appreciated that very much. For a few of you, you would like to know exactly, okay, if we're going to be online, can you just call it now until the end of the year? We have deliberately chosen not to do that because this is, as I said earlier, this is something that's evolving hourly, certainly daily and weekly. We wanted to be very patient and deliberate in our approach. And so as of now, our plans are after that April 10th time frame is for us to return in that face-to-face environment. With the current trends and the way that the coronavirus continues to spread, I think that's highly unlikely. We will make that decision sometime between April the 3rd and April the 5th, and we'll have a definite. At that point, we will not move the needle weekly. We will simply decide we're going to continue with this platform for the remainder of the year. And for the sake of transparency, that's probably where we're trending, just watching the regulations that are being handed down by the CDC, by our state government. And that's probably the most prudent in ensuring that not only are we safe, but the communities we serve.
I think that's important to know. So if students want to come back and come back into the residence halls, we are open and available for that. They can use non-residential students, and residential students alike, of course, have all the facilities open on campus. So if they're here during the online learning platform, or if they choose to move home and that learning platform changes, faculty, I want to brag on our faculty and staff, just like Dr. Hurley said. Faculty have worked so hard during this time to prepare not just a course, but the very best course available at this point in time, because for some of them it's their first time in teaching in an online format, and for many students it'll be their first time learning in an online format. But the resources are here no matter how we finish out the semester. I would echo his recommendation that they should contact their faculty member. They're all holding virtual office hours. The email is certainly going to work as well, and you can pick up the telephone and call, and staff will be able to help you and direct you in the manner that you need to go. So even if you choose to move out and we hold with the online platform through the end of the semester, you'll be able to come back and get your belongings. You can check back in to the residence hall if you choose to do that. We're here for our students. If any of these issues are causing students a little bit of anxiety, the counseling center's open. They're open and available for students to call and make appointments. We're doing some virtual appointments. The health center is available also for our students as a resource. So if they have questions about that, we're asking that they call for appointments. We'll be able to handle as much as we can over the telephone, but if they need an appointment on campus, we've got that schedule open. We're just trying to limit the contact with walk-ins. So signage is out there explaining that, their numbers on the website, and don't forget, students, the counseling numbers on the back of your ID card.
That's a great point. And for all students out there, the website's great. There's a directory. You can type in first, last name, department, and it's going to pull up, those matches, and you can click on their name and even see their mailing T-box. So be sure to utilize that to get in contact if you're unsure. Also look at your syllabus.
Right.
Most professors have provided information on there. Speaking of...
Tyler, I want to make one point that I think was really important. We want our students to know that we are 100% open for business, right? We're open. Our offices are open for you, be it in athletics, student success, academic success, dining, residential hall. We're here for you. We're not closing our campus. We're working very hard to create social distancing opportunities for our faculty and staff. Some are working virtually, but we are working. We are here for you. And we're still a 24/7, 365 campus, and that doesn't change. The coronavirus has certainly created new opportunities for us, but that doesn't change the fact that we're here for students.
We've talked some about the resources available to students for these online classes. I think we maybe expand on that and explain more what facilities may be open, where they can go. We've talked about how it will be different.
Right.
You're going to sit further away from
Right.
people. There might be time limits, things of that nature. Let's kind of explain to our students who are still on campus or maybe in town but plan to come to campus to get some work done, because it's a very different environment
Right.
in an academic room than your living room.
Right. No, I concur. And we're very sensitive to that. So, and that's why it was imperative that our system chancellor, John Sharp, made it very clear from day one that we want to be accessible to our students as a system. And certainly here at Tarleton, we're working under that same mantra. We're here for you. So all of our learning facilities, educational enhancement opportunities, they're there. So the library will be open. Albeit we can't have 500 people in the library at one time like we're accustomed to. We have to adhere to social distancing. There could be some time limitations in place. We're going to ask people to be very sensitive. You can't come and hunker down for 5 and 6 hours because some of our learners we know do not have reliable internet at their homes. Some have no internet at their homes because they live in rural parts of Texas. And so we want to make sure that those opportunities are there and exist for all students. So we are going to try to govern as much as we need. Our academic buildings, each college will be open. Our deans are in place. The faculty and staff members are in place to assist. And we've created various hotspots and additional labs throughout the campus. And those are listed on our website. So again, I want to encourage, just as Tyler encouraged you earlier, to please visit our COVID-19 special portion, if you will, of the web. It's certainly our most used in the last few weeks. It's the place that a lot of people are going and landing, and so we constantly update that every day.
I would echo that as well. The website's your best source of information. The library, the Ricketts Library in Fort Worth, so hello to our students at our distance learning centers, as well as the library on this campus, are both open. They do have modified hours, so check the web before you drive over there and make sure about that. The labs that are going to be open for students to have Wi-Fi access are also listed on the web. So it may be a little bit hard to write these down, but there's going to be one in the College of Business Administration, one in the math building, one in the engineering building. There's more than one in these, but these are the buildings that have labs. Business Administration, the math building, the engineering building, the science building, and fine arts. Also, the Fort Worth campus has labs available. So please know that our Fort Worth campus is open, but be advised that our learning centers in Waco and Midlothian are following the lead of our community college partners with their staff working remotely. So check their websites as well. The Rellis campus in Bryan academic building is closed until March 30th, but classes at all outreach locations will be shifting to the same virtual format on Monday. So continue to monitor the web. That's your best source for accurate, up-to-date information.
And I know some people have questions about academic advising. There's answers on the website about that to get you more information and plugged in about that. I also know that you can now download off Canva and our Canvas and take that lecture home and watch it. And then I'm from rural Texas. I don't have Wi-Fi at home. We talked about that. Being able to, drive up to the public library, sit in my car and download that lecture and go home and watch it. It's going to be a game changer. So know you can do that. Next, let's shift to...
One other point I want to make, Tyler. It's really important that you as students, if you run into issues or bumps in the road along the way, please let us know. We can't fix issues that we don't know about. And so it's imperative that you let us know when you have a problem. And we have, again, you have all of the contact information for each office that you may have a concern. And so if it's academic advising and you're not getting a response from your faculty member, I want to caution to be careful not to jump to conclusions that he or she is not responding. Keep in mind that now they're having to respond to a lot of students all online. And so work through your professor first and foremost, or your academic advisor. And then if you're not getting the satisfaction, please let us know in the office of the provost so we can help get that issue solved.
So we've talked about computer labs open, academic buildings are open. Is there anything else on the Stephenville campus that is open for our students to utilize?
Unfortunately, we had to close the rec center. That was a state mandate, if you will. And so we saw Governor Abbott's response to social distancing and creating COVID-19 guidelines for the state, gyms, rec centers, et cetera. We're hoping at some point that we social distance enough so we can start lifting some of these bans, if you will, of restrictions. But as of now, that facility is closed. All of the other facilities are open, but again, we have to adhere to social distancing, so we just have to be mindful of those.
Something that's a little bit exciting and different, the dining services on the Stephenville campus are certainly open. We've moved to an all-to-go format, so students can come by there and pick up a to-go lunch. That menu's changing regularly, so they'll have something different for all 3 meals. And the Purple Truck is going to be out on campus, and they have a designated route. That schedule is going to be posted with a flyer online, and we'll be sending that information to students as well. That will open on Monday.
That's great to hear. So, big question for students like me graduating in May. What is commencement going to look like?
Yeah, great question. We are postponing May's commencement, and we will move that to the dates of August 7th, 8th, and 9th, assuming that at that point that things have settled and the restrictions have lifted. But I want to make one assurance above all other assurances and promises from your president. We will have commencement at some point. It may be 3 months from now. It may be 6 months from now. It may be 12. We don't know, right? This is again, uncharted waters. But at some point, we will have an opportunity for those seniors to experience what they've worked so hard to and deserve. And so we will have commencement at some point. We hope that's our hopes are we can combine the spring and summer for August 7th, 8th, and 9th. That's our intent now. That will be posted. If it's not already, that will certainly be posted this week. So, again, continue to plan on that commencement. It will be delayed. and hopefully in August we're in a much better place. And if we have to extend it through December, then we'll have December and spring graduations together, and we will make it work, Tyler.
That's great to hear, and know that we're working so hard to allow these students to get to enjoy the tradition of Tarleton graduation.
It's the most fun day.
So, speaking of this new normal, how is this going to impact our students' chances of getting a job, maybe even completing their requirements for graduation, clinicals, internships, field hours, things of that nature?
Good question. We are committed, and our provost, Dr. Murray, and her team of associate provosts, deans, chairs, department leaders, faculty, all of us in the academy are deeply committed to ensuring that our students graduate and that they finish this semester with the earned credits to persist to the next level, our freshmen to sophomores, sophomores to juniors, juniors to seniors. And so that is outside of the health and well-being of all students, our second primary focus is ensuring that the academic matriculation occurs, right? And that we are ensuring that you persist and continue to earn those hours. Each dean has created unique virtual learning opportunities for each student, especially in the lab. I know I've already heard great feedback from Dean Lewis in the College of Health Sciences and what she's doing with some of her nursing students to ensure that they get across the line.
Would you like to add anything to that, Dr. Stein?
Sure. I had an interesting discussion with an upcoming graduate. She's to graduate in May, so she'll be looking forward to that August commencement. I know everything that happens in August is going to be very, very memorable because of the situation that we've all been placed in, and students all across the United States are being placed in these same decisions, in the same format. What will be unique about Tarleton students is their opportunity to tell their story. When it comes time for their job interview, how did you react during this? How did you work with your faculty members in order to ensure that your learning didn't stop? I think students will be able to use this as a very positive experience to show their maturity and the way they handled this situation to keep on learning and what they learned from the situation. So virtual platforms and things that they're going to develop during these months between now and final exams are very, very important. And I think we can see the silver lining in this as we look forward to a positive outcome and something that they certainly will be memorable and they can talk about for many years. But it could prove very beneficial in an interview because you're able to tell your own experience and how you handled it and how you made it work for you. Positivity is very, very important, and I think Tarleton students are going to glean that from their faculty and their staff and put it into practice as we meet this challenge.
Well, and know that we're here. As president, I've already, with our December graduates, I conducted a lot of phone calls for interviews, letters for graduates that were pursuing a job or post-baccalaureate professional schools, etc. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to put our Texan graduates in the best position moving forward. And no one knows what the economy will look like, right? And so I think we're going to see more of a virtual economy, a new normal moving forward, and how you as graduates react. You heard me say many times, the students that will graduate in this class, 70+% will work in a field that they've not created yet for themselves. So that probably will be enhanced even faster and further than our imagination.
I think those are great points, and that each student can reach out to their specific department to work on getting those credits and certificates and things of that nature, and continue to check the website for updates on that. So this is going to be a harder one. It's a question we've gotten a ton. How can students expect? Will there be, what is looking at for an adjustment in tuition? Okay.
Yeah, we will not have offsets or adjustments in tuition because we have services that we've had to pay for the entire year, certainly by semester, and we're going to continue to provide that educational experience, and you're going to garner your credits. Seniors will have the opportunity to finish strong, graduate, and so those opportunities will not go away.
Along with that, housing and meal plans, are we going to reimburse students for that?
I don't have an answer for that. And again, I think our students have always, at least they've complimented me on the fact that I've always been transparent and forthright. It is something we're looking at. It's something we're exploring at the system level, at the institution level. It will probably most likely come in the form of credits because, again, we've already paid for services for residential halls, for food service contracts. A lot of that involves second and third place vendors, if you will. And so a lot of that is very fluid, but I promise you this, we are working very hard to make it as fair and as reasonable for each of our students.
And we've mentioned residence halls and students living on campus. If the student has chosen to move out and they are back home or somewhere else for 2 or 3 weeks and decide to come back, what could they expect if they decide to move out completely and things of that nature?
Yes, we are open for students. We are ready to have them back. Not only are the stellar staff in residential living and learning available for them, but the staff all over campus is here and ready to assist with all of the resources that they become accustomed to. So we welcome them back at a time that fits with them and their family's personal decision about their safety and where they think they need to be. We're working very hard to make the campus safe and clean on those regular cleaning schedules, but we are definitely open for business, Tyler.
Thank you both for joining us. I know you answered a lot of great questions. These are the top questions we've got, and if you have more questions, be sure to go to the website. We've answered majority of the main questions we've got, and if you have more questions, reach out to your professors in your departments for those. Please know that your faculty and staff are working really hard to get these lessons prepared and out for our students, and that we are providing resources for them at this time. And like I said, I commend Tarleton in general for what you have all done in this time. And as a student and a voice for the students, I know that we appreciate the updates, the social media interaction, and everything you're doing.
Well, thank you, Tyler. Thanks for your leadership, this not only during this time, but the entire year. We've certainly been blessed to have you selfishly as the president transitioning in. I couldn't ask for a better SGA president. And I also can say the same for all of our students. Thank you so much for understanding during this time of unprecedented crisis. This will continue to evolve and change. I ask each of you to continue to be patient, to remain diligent in your academic pursuit of a Tarleton degree, which separates you from everyone else in this world, because it truly is special to be a Texan. We will get through this. This will change the way we move through the educational process moving forward. But I promise you, together, we're stronger, united as one. Thank you for joining. Godspeed, roll Texans, and bleed purple.